Hello folks, today's video is about Uber and Lyft driver from DC found dead. But I also just found breaking news of another driver from New Jersey found dead that I'm going to include in this video, seeing as though especially seeing as though the first one article is let me get started. If you are new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and the little notification bell so you can get more content like this. And if you are a returning buddy, please make sure you give me a thumbs up. So I'm DriverLadyPro because I drive like a boss, but I try to be like a lady. So in this, I'm going to show you a little bit about this particular thing. Let me see if it's working. It's not working. Okay, I had it set up ahead of time, but okay. You touch the screen. Hey, this is a live stream video, folks. I'm going to try to get you the information, and a lot of times with live stream videos, after I get you the information, I talk with my peeps afterwards. So I do give shout outs to my buddies in the room, but right now I'm trying to get the information. Doggone it. It always goes, okay.
A man who drove for Uber and Lyft in Washington has been found dead in Wilmington, Delaware, 6 weeks after he went missing. 43-year-old Musba Shifa was last seen in northwest D.C. on January 18th. The circumstances of his death and the discovery of his body were not immediately clear. Matt Urish, WJZ.com.
So they don't, about this particular guy, I watched another video, I can share that one too, where his friends basically, he doesn't have a family here and he's from India, and his friends basically alerted everybody that this guy was missing. Right, where is it? Right here. Let me show you this one. No, I don't want to, I just want to open it. There we go. This is from one where they interviewed his friends. Yeah. Right here.
This is Alana, a very busy
and
mom.
of course we're going to get, hold on just a second.
Family. But Alana is one of thousands in the DC area with kidney disease.
Doggone it. It's hard to do it when they put advertisements at the beginning of the videos. So basically, what this video is about is his friends are worried about him.
There is growing concern tonight for an Uber driver who picked up a fare in D.C. and disappeared. That was 2 weeks ago.
His friends and family haven't heard from him since. News 4's Corey Smith talks to his loved ones who are praying that he'll come back home safely.
There was an urgency in the Friday prayers that went up at the First Hijra Muslim Community Center in Northwest today. Concerned friends of 43-year-old Musba Shifa, an Ethiopian-born U.S. citizen, coming together as they have been for the last 2 weeks to pray for his safe return.
And we're meeting every day in our house, try to find out what can we possibly do.
These are the people Shifa would speak to daily, usually before his regular late-night shift driving for Uber. So when the calls stopped, the worrying started.
But we just knew we couldn't find them, so we would just try to reach out to people.
Musba Shifa was last seen here in the 1300 block of W Street Northwest. According to investigators, he picked up a passenger somewhere in D.C. around 3 a.m. and then just disappeared. I spoke to his brother, who says it's not like him to just up and drive off without letting somebody know where he was going. He thinks something has happened. Despite his best efforts to stay positive, Shifa's brother-in-law, Mesfin Ali, can't help but feel the same way.
That is the sad truth that, especially his car is not found anywhere.
With each passing day, the situation grows more dire, but Shifa's friends and family aren't giving up on him. Are you optimistic that he's going to be found okay? Are you still holding out that hope?
Yes, I am. I've got to.
Corey Smith, News 4.
So basically, this guy was missing altogether. This was done after he's been missing for 2 weeks, but basically this fellow was missing for 6 weeks. And then they just found him last Saturday in Delaware. They found his car and his dead body, but they're not releasing specifics, I'm sure, because of the fact that if they do, it may hinder the case. Okay, so I'm gonna give a shout out before I do my next article and talk about my next article. I'm gonna give a shout out to the people in the room. The Beacon of Light driver in the house. Top Speed Review in the house. El Chapo in the house. Hola. Hi, guys. Hey. Legacy Rideshare in the house. So, let me go back because this is not the only thing that's going on, guys. Just as I was looking for an additional article, because this fella didn't, there wasn't a lot of information given by the police about him. So I found another guy that went missing, and we will just play his video and we will talk about him. A New Jersey man. He was found dead in his SUV outside the Philly station. Okay, so let me see if let me start the video. I think there's a video. So this is something I found out. They just posted it 6 hours ago. So I guess there's not a video with it. And maybe it's because they have not made the video yet. So Uber driver from Burlington County who went missing last month after dropping off a fare in Philadelphia. This is close to Chi-Town, guys. This is not too far. Oh no, Philadelphia is I'm thinking Indiana. He was found dead in his SUV Tuesday. His name is James Benjamin Carter Jr. He's 52 years old. You know, guys, when you are older, people think they can get over on you. They think they can take advantage of you. He was last seen on February 25th in his home with his family's home, Paddock Lane in Willowboro. I don't know where that is. Around 3 p.m. The father headed out for Uber shift, according to police. Moments after dropping off a passenger at 5:15 that day, in Philadelphia, Carter deactivated the Uber app on his phone, and police said his body was found Tuesday outside the 30th Street station, according to Philadelphia police. There was nothing overly suspicious about the scene, says Philadelphia police. However, nothing can be ruled out until the medical examiner, conducts an investigation. So basically, there's not a lot that can be told about either of these guys right now, because this is just a breaking story. And I can get back to you because the past 2 days, I think not yet. Was it yesterday? The day before? Yeah, the day before I did. There was a man from the Bronx. He was in the Bronx and he got murdered. And he was a Uber and Lyft driver. So I will, if I find out anything. I did get with these guys for the person in the Bronx, if any of you know, it's a good idea to belong to Facebook groups so you can ask questions of other drivers. It's a good idea so you can get informed. Tomorrow I'm going back to Chicago. Right now, if you know, I'm in Michigan. Tomorrow I'm going back to Chicago. Some of you know I know some Spanish. And I'm going to do an interview with Telemundo. It's primarily talking about how passengers will scam drivers so they can get a free ride. Now, a lot of us that self-educate ourselves and don't just walk in the Uber and Lyft and go, oh, boop-a-doop-a-doo, all right, and just take the crappy training that they give us. Some of us self-educate ourselves, like coming to YouTube, for instance, this channel or other channels on YouTube. They educate themselves on how to keep from having particular things happen and what to do after things happen. For instance, I learned from Uberman, now Auto Auction Rebuild. I learned from Uberman that passengers will claim that you are drunk, and we all know this. All of us, this is something common knowledge, but people out there don't know this. They will claim you are drunk, and then you will lose even if you aren't drunk. And I learned from Uberman the way to get around that is if you get a claim that, an email that says you were drunk last night, the best course of action to that is go right to a Medi-Center and ask for a P-test. Now, if you cannot go to a Medi-Center, it is a very good idea just to head your butt down to the local PD so that you can get a breathalyzer test. The breathalyzer test is for free. But they can still claim that maybe you had a marijuana or something like that. So if you're a marijuana smoker, like this is Michigan, marijuana is legal here. And if you happen to be a marijuana smoker, you kind of are at a disadvantage. But I would still go and at least take a breathalyzer test and show them that you are not drunk or intoxicated. But, that may be proof enough. But if they ask you to go for a P test, then if you are a marijuana smoker, then you're screwed. And I'm assuming that all of you are responsible and don't smoke marijuana before you get on the road, But there is ways that you can arm yourself against these things. So this is what I'm going to be talking with Telemundo tomorrow. But we all need to make sure we educate ourselves because it is common knowledge that Uber and Lyft will not educate you. They don't want you to think that there is danger with this job. And as you all know from watching these videos or maybe you're part of groups. I have a group called Rideshare Workers Unite on Facebook. There are a lot other groups on Facebook that you can be a part of. I know two YouTubers that have their own Facebook groups. Driving with Dustin, he has his own Facebook group. It is very important that you educate yourself about these particular things. If you happen to have any questions about what to do, I have mentioned before that, fat man in the house. I have mentioned before that there needs to be education about this stuff. And I really believe not only does there need to be education about this stuff, there needs to be, and Uber won't do it because you are independent contractors. You can do that yourself. But the sad thing is it happens to a lot of our fellow driver buddies. They end up getting deactivated. They end up getting their butts in the sling, like these two particular fellas that ended up dying. One easy way to deter, I'm sure, is if you have mace or pepper spray in your pocket, and you think there's any kind of problems, you think your life is in danger, please, and make sure it's right ready next to you. It's very easy to grab, because you only got a split second to save your life. And I'm sure I'm talking to the choir, because you all have been in that situation. But it's like, what I'm doing is I'm going to Telemundo to let other people know on Telemundo. Another thing is it is very important to let other people that you know verbally know that if you get in that situation where somebody is about to hurt you, you can inform them of the things that they can do. So, let me go over the comments that were put in the room. I'm not ignoring you guys. I see that you guys are putting comments in the room, but I'm trying to, for those people that come in the room and all they want to do is see the show, I try to get that done first, and then we can discuss afterwards, although I should keep it to like 5 minutes. Okay, Beacon of Light says sad news. Top Speed Reviews, that's Tony. He says, how are you doing? I'm sick. He said, go home. I am home. I'm sitting in my driveway. Beacon of Light says, it helps that I was a security guard at one point. Be vigilante. And then Beacon of Light says commercials. And then El Chapo says, hey. And then Legacy Rideshare says, yes, this is our community and local to all of us. We are aware on and are praying for his family. And then Fat Man says, I applied for a driver advisory council for Lyft, and if they approve me, it's going to be hell to pay, because they're going to know just how dangerous this job is. So, have any of you guys been on the driver advisory council? The fact of the matter is they're very selective about the people that they put on the panel, and I understand why, because they don't want vigilantes and people that are crazy, that are like bitching them out. I don't know if you're gonna make it on, Fat Man. But you can try. We'll see. I really would like to be on both the Uber and Lyft driver advisory council meetings. So they never asked me in my Uber account, but they did ask me in my Uber Eats account if I wanted to be on the Uber advisory council, and they did not follow up afterwards. So basically, they didn't like what I had to say. I tried to make it nice. I just signed up for the driver advisory council, says Beacon of Light. Beacon of Light, if you guys do end up on the driver advisory council, it is super important that Uber and Lyft train their staff members to be more the people. When you call in to Uber, all they say to you when you've been raped or beaten or murdered or whatever, first of all, Lyft makes it practically impossible for you to get a hold of them, which is, when I was having this problem with this lady, it was super difficult for me to find how to get a hold of a Lyft. So one major improvement Lyft could do is make the call 24 hours, especially for these emergencies, because I was in the situation and I could not get a hold of Lyft. I don't know if it was too late at night, but it was very difficult for me to find emergency Lyft number so I could talk to somebody, and they need a number for those people that are in an emergency that need to talk to Lyft now. And they make it so darn hard to get a hold of Lyft. Have you guys ever been in experiences where that has happened, where you needed to talk to Lyft right now? I know that Lyft does not want to be inundated with calls, but at the same time, it is important for them to train their staff members. We will only provide that number easily if they actually care, which they don't. Yeah, exactly. Listen, these companies, maybe they're looking after their bottom line and they're trying to save money. This is what I suspect with Lyft. Lyft is a lot slower growing, so maybe they can't afford to have a 24-hour hotline and staff it really well, and so that's why they have hidden the number. But the fact of the matter is there are times when you've been beaten or raped and you need to report it like now. Especially, I mean, for passengers and drivers, we need to be able to, especially if something happens, we need to be able to contact Lyft or Uber right now. What I do is I save the Lyft number, and the Lyft number that I saved, when I called it right away when this happened with this girl, the number said you need to call Lyft at a different time or something like that. Or you need to contact us online. So how are you guys? So, by the way, I have an update on what's going on with Lyft and Uber. Or Lyft. For me. They called me, they sent me an email yesterday. In fact, I should, well, when I get off, I'll check my Lyft app and see if I'm reactivated. I sent them, they called me yesterday saying, we have not gotten anything from you, because apparently the attachment in the email did not work. So they called me, and then I sent the attachment yesterday. I spent a lot of time sending the attachment so that they could review it. So for me, that's good news, because you don't want to be stuck not knowing. Not knowing is super sucky, you know. Beacon of Light says, I hope hope DriverLadyPro is reinstated on Lyft. Me too. Because I don't want to switch my Uber account here to this area. Uber is super busy, Lyft is super busy here. When I turned on in Grand Rapids, I was bam, 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 tons of Lyft rides. It's a lot busier here, it seems, than in Chicago. And maybe it's because I don't do a lot of Lyft in Chicago, but Lyft is hitting it here. Another thing is, I found out that if I do Uber Eats here with my Chicago driver account, through my Chicago driver account, first of all, they have Uber Pro on Chicago, and if I'm more than 7 minutes away from McDonald's, I'm not going to McDonald's. So I have canceled a lot of McDonald's unless I'm really close. A lot of times there's a McDonald's right there and I have to drive 15 minutes to McDonald's over there. No, I'm not doing that. So I'll cancel. I don't cancel on any other rides except for, I won't cancel to go very far for McDonald's rides unless it's surging. Okay, if it's surging, sure. Last night it was surging like crazy here I made 40 bucks right quick for Uber Eats, and then it died out really soon. But it doesn't serve you if you're I did get my DoorDash account switched over to here, so I am doing DoorDash here. If you do DoorDash and Grubhub do pay better. Uber Eats and Postmates do not pay as good as DoorDash and Grubhub, but if Uber Eats is surging, then it's better to do Uber Eats than DoorDash or Grubhub. Well, I don't know about Grubhub. If Uber Eats is surging, then it's better to do Uber Eats. So it looks like we got people dropping off. I'm sure everybody's got to start their day. I've been doing this for 25 minutes now. I appreciate you guys. You are the best. Who do we got in the room? Let me make sure I say everybody's. Okay. Beacon of Light says, DriverLadyPro, you are back on Lyft. You can sign up for the Driver Advisory Council until March 13th. Oh, if you are big. Yes, I will do so. I will do that. And maybe one most important thing that Lyft needs to do, I feel, for our safety, it's for our safety. They need to make it easier for us to call them. And then they also need to make it better that when we call them, they don't just go, oh, we won't pass, we won't, pair you with that. They need people that are more sensitive to these people that have been raped, because their people are just not sensitive, and it causes a lot of discord for the driver community. So all right, if you have not connected with me, I know Beacon of Light Driver has connected with me on Facebook. Please, I'm on Facebook. I'm on Instagram. I'm on Tumblr. I'm on Snapchat. And I am on Twitter, all as DriverLadyPro. Please connect with me if you are on any of those outlets. I'm even on Reddit as DriverLadyPro. I don't post there very much, but yeah. So, I'm going to wrap this up. It's been a half an hour. I appreciate you guys. You are the best. You are the best. Okay, so thank you for hitting me up. Hustle hard, but hustle smart. If you don't hustle smart, take your broke booty. Take your broke booty home. DriverLadyPro out. Hasta la vista, baby. See you later, Beacon of Light. See you later, guys. Check out the description for helpful hints and links and everything.